All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I'm excited. It's Friday. There's lots going on, and we have a long weekend coming up. And you know what that's going to mean? We're going to see some insurance trading today, kind of battening down the hatches, a little bit worried about hanging out there for 3 days and not being able to trade these markets. So it's going to be a little bit different, but we'll walk you through it. Let's take a look at the corn table. What's going on there? We're up a little bit here, 6 cents in that March contract to 6.56. But, well, we're a penny and a quarter off the high, so that's not too bad, right? May's up 5 3/4 cents at 6.55. Right behind it. Let's see if we have anything going on in the beans. So far, some green, more green on the screen here. The March beans up 9 1/4 to 16.01. Look at that. Got a 16 in front of it. 16.01 1/4, about 6 cents off the highs, 7 cents off the highs there. So that's some pretty good going. 7 3/4 cents higher than May. 16.03 3/4. We do have to do a quick little check-in to see what's happening in that Novi 22, the new crop beans. They're up 5.5 cents to 14.66 1/4. Boy, oh boy. I mean, even before we start planting, 14.66 1/4 for new crop beans. That's pretty good. All right, how about Chicago wheat? Look at that, 8 cents higher. 8.06 is where we're trading March. May's 8 cents higher as well at 8.12 3/4. So far, a lot of green on the screen. I'm liking this. This is good for a Friday. But again, like I said, we're going to see some defensive trading today. 18 cents higher. Double-digit gains here in the March hard red wheat in Kansas City. 8.41 is where the last trade was. May, 18.5 cents higher at 8.46 1/4, and they're about 3 cents off the highs there. What do we have happening in Minneapolis? That spring wheat market's up as well. 8 1/4 cents higher in that March contract to 9.65 1/2. May's up 8 1/4 cents as well to 9.65 1/2 as well. All right, let's take a quick peek at cotton, and we'll get to our next guest analyst. Cotton is higher today after being kind of a lackluster trade the last few days. 114 points higher. 123.07. Let's bring in Joe Lardy from CHS. Thanks for joining the show here this morning on a Friday, Joe. I suppose you're probably holding a lot of hands getting ready for the long weekend today.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of where these markets are at, it's going to be an interesting last couple hours to the session here. You know, we're looking at these March beans hanging right at that $16 level, and we've knocked on that door several times, and punched through it a little bit, but it's never been able to hold. And I think today's trade will be interesting. And as you mentioned, we're going into the long weekend. So is this a matter of kind of the fun money and the strength of the position pushing us through, or are we see a little bit more profit taking here at the end of the day? And unfortunately, my gut tells me I think with the long weekend in us and some uncertainty, I think we might see a little bit of profit taking here, but that's what my gut tells me.
Yeah, that would look. You've been doing it a while. That would be prudent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being prudent. That's commonsensical, I think. Look, if you've had a decent run, you've got a little money, take some off the table. We got a 3-day weekend. Who knows what's going to happen? Geopolitically, or anywhere else. I mean, that's something that you would probably do. You want to kind of buffer any of those losses a little bit by taking some money off the table. I think that's fair. But have you heard about? We saw yesterday. It was interesting. The D22 corn $12 calls traded, as well as the $25 calls in Nov 22 beans. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, sometimes when these markets get a little bit crazy, there's no harm in just either playing a lottery ticket or an insurance ticket, or however you want to look at it, just to throw a little bit of money out there. And that's all. If you're buying those things, that's all the money you're going to lose is your premium. So, why not buy a lottery ticket?
Right, and here, before we go, I'll just say this. A lot of folks look at that and say, oh my gosh, you're not going to make money until we go through $12. That's really not the case. If you they traded for 1.5 cents in the D's corn, right? So if the market rallies hard and they trade up to 4.5, you've tripled, your money, right? That's what they're looking at. They're not looking at it to be in the money come expiry, but they're looking to maybe make a little bit of money on a lottery ticket. All right, thank you very much. That's Joe Lardy from CHS. Thanks a lot, Joe. We're going to go away, pay some bills, and come back and talk livestock after this.